My relationship with the Royal Court began actually about a month after I left. I graduated from drama school. I did a 3 year writers course, and I wrote a play for my degree, and just sent it out to new writing theatres on the recommendation of one of my tutors, Jenny Fraser. And the Royal Court was one of the theatres. So like 3 months later, got a phone call from Dominic Tickell, who ran the Young People's Theatre, and said, we'd like to come in and meet with us. And yeah, we're on Portobello Road. Do you know it? And I kind of laughed because I was going to say, I'm on Cambridge Gardens. Portobello Road is just about 2 minutes walk from my house. So he said, "Oh, well, if you're not doing anything, come over right now." So I did,
Really?
and I was there within 5 minutes. It was literally that short. So that's how my relationship began with them. I met him, then I met literary manager Graham Wybrow. I was called in to meet with him. Then I was called in to meet with Stephen Daldry, and various other people. And they were good to me. I'm not just saying that. They were really good. They didn't just offer me a commission straight away. They gave me free tickets to see shows, put me on the writers' night so I could see plays up here and downstairs. I don't know if that was their intention, but I think what they wanted was me just to know the theatre first. I think they recognised straight away, yeah, he's got talent, he's got promise, but let's not just throw a commission at him. He needs to find out what kind of playwright he wants to be, what is he like and such. And I really appreciated that. I don't know if that was consciously their purpose, but it sure as hell felt like it. And yeah, and so for the next year or two, I was part of writers' groups. So went to sessions at every Tuesday. We had writers like Meredith Oakes and Timberlake Wesenbecker giving us talks and workshops. And about a year later, that's when I finally got a commission. I finally got a commission for them to write a play. I think I kind of already had an inkling of kind of the work I wanted to do and what I wanted to say. Funny enough, the play that they ended up doing, I think that was the one play where I felt I was ready about the work I was really wanting to do. The work I was doing previously were kind of more about my not necessarily my past, but my family's past. That whole kind of the Windrush generation who came, the West Indian who came to this country in the 40s and the 50s, and so much drama has been told about them, and I added my two pennies worth. And those are the sort of couple of plays I wrote first, and I think maybe instinctively I just felt, well, I need to know where I came from before I start writing about where I'm going. So that was primarily my work for at least the first three of my plays. And by the time I was ready to sort of say, okay, this now I know the work I really want to do, the voice I want to have, that was Liftoff, and that was a play that the Royal Court ended up doing. People say, often hear writers, they always say they don't know what a Royal Court play is, and I always think, well, blasted, that's a Royal Court play. Yeah, that's it. If there's anyone that deserves to be called that's a Royal Court play, it's Blasted by Sarah Kane. I don't think any play since has kind of sort of knocked me sideways as much as that. Whether you hate it or like it, you've got to admire it. And it was just so explosive and edgy and dangerous and right, and it was right to be all of those things. And it's funny because people sort of say, I mean, yeah, it's definitely a kind of play you can't do anywhere else. You can't do it on film, on television. You can only do it in theatre. I would go one more. You can only do it at the Royal Court Theatre. It tells stories and puts people on stage that you could say before were fighting to get their voices heard. It wasn't going anywhere else, and it kind of it's a theatre that defies theatre in a weird way. The expectations of theatre. You go in and it's cordial, it's polite. You've got the Act 1, you've got the Act 2, you've got the Act 3, very sort of standard and homogenised. And what I admire about the Royal Court, what it's done since it started was, it kind of blew away with all of that. Not disrespecting those rules, because I'm old school and I do like those kind of rules as well. But there's place for theatre that kind of shakes things up a bit. And the Royal Court's done it. It's done it for 60 years. And what I find remarkable, and it's good in a way. I mean, some people might find it sad, but it's good in a way that so many theatres have been so influenced by that notion of doing the unconventional in theatre. And they've all done it, and they've all done their own blasters, their own shopping and fucking, and it's all been good, all been great. But this is still numero uno. Whenever I come back and do a play here, it feels like I'm sort of redefining myself. And that kind of sets the tone for the plays that I want to write in the future. Every time I come back here, that's always been the case. And it just feels like home. I've said that for years. Every time I come here, Sloane Square, I always feel this is like a second home to me. And I think I mentioned once, whenever I do a play for somebody else, every time I come back here, it's like the building's looking down at me like like a suspecting wife, and saying, "Yeah, where have you been last night? You were at the National Theatre again, weren't you? Weren't you?" Yeah, every time I come out, I always get that feeling. It's kind of looking down at me, sort of saying, "You're married to me." If the Royal Court didn't exist, I don't think I would be here. I don't think I would struggle to know of any other theatre that would actually put on my work, especially let alone four of them, and the Royal Court has done that. Like I said, it found a voice in me, that allowed me to find my own voice, to put the work on, and I think I would struggle, as a writer, finding another theatre that would invest that much time in me, and no other theatre's done that. No disrespect to the theatres I worked with, they've all been brilliant, but like I said, it was a court who really kind of took an investment out on me. So I doubt very much myself and other writers in similar positions would be around if it wasn't for a theatre like the court. It's important, and it needs we need theatres like this for another 60 years. We really do. Not just for our sake, but I think for theatre's sake.